war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it. By any means necessary.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're paying tribute to the baddies whose methods may be questionable, but their reasons are understandable and relatable. There will be spoilers ahead.
The world's gonna start over, and this time we're on top.
Number 50. Caecilius, Doctor Strange. Originally, Caecilius served as one of the masters of the mystic arts under the tutelage of the Ancient One.
Master Caecilius, that ritual will bring you only sorrow.
Over time, however, he grew fed up with what he saw as his teacher's hypocrisy when it came to dark magic. His breaking point reached when he lost his wife and child. Thus, he turned his back on his former master, pledged his allegiance to Dormammu, and vowed to merge Earth with the Dark Dimension to put an end to death itself. In hindsight, aligning himself with the Cosmic Conqueror was a foolish decision, but it's understandable given Caecilius' loss.
I have a new teacher now.
Dormammu deceives you. You have no idea what he truly is. His eternal life is not paradise, but torment.
In the end, he does achieve immortality, but as a mindless being dwelling in the Dark Dimension for eternity. A fate worse than death. Number 49. Karl Anheuser, 2012. Obviously, we survived the prediction that the world would end in 2012, but the 2009 film gave us a glimpse of what might happen had the prediction come true.
When do we let the country know? What do you mean? The people, sir. They need to know.
Well, of course they do. Listen, your job is to figure out when this is all going to fall apart. My job is to figure out how to retain some semblance of government after it falls apart.
Unfortunately, White House Chief of Staff Karl Anheuser makes survival a living nightmare. First, he tries to hide the upcoming disaster from the public. Then, when it's time to leave, he tries to prevent thousands from entering the arcs that could save them. As much as we hate to admit it, he's just thinking logically about the situation.
Have you completely lost your mind? Look at the clock!
We have barely 15 minutes left!
Do you want to be responsible for the extinction of the human race?
He tried to avoid causing a mass panic, and he knows that humanity can't survive without making some hard decisions, no matter how much said decisions hurt. Number 48. Russ Cargill, The Simpsons Movie. There's a bit of debate over who the true villain of the first Simpsons movie is. Technically, Russ Cargill, the head of the EPA, is the main antagonist of the movie.
When you made me head of the EPA, you were applauded for appointing one of the most successful men in America to the least successful agency in government. And why did I take the job? Because I'm a rich man who wanted to give something back. Not the money, but something.
He locked all of Springfield under a dome following an environmental disaster and then planned to destroy the town and turn it into a second Grand Canyon. However, let's not forget that the environmental disaster was Homer's fault. He recklessly and selfishly turned Lake Springfield into a cesspool. Did Cargill go mad with power and manipulate the situation? Definitely, but it's not like they were unwarranted, given the mess Homer caused.
Sir, I'm afraid you've gone mad with power.
Of course I have. You ever tried going mad without power? It's boring. No one listens to you.
Plus, he raises a very valid point. Going mad without power is boring. Number 47. Sentinel Prime, Transformers: Dark of the Moon. No, we're not talking about Transformers 1 Sentinel. That arrogant faker deserved worse than he got. With Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime, however, it's complicated.
I will overlook your condescending tone if you heed the gravity of mine. The Decepticons must never know the space bridge is here, for in their hands, it would mean the end of your world.
He was the leader of the Autobots and Optimus Prime's mentor, who presumably disappeared during the Great War. In reality, he had allied with the Decepticons in hopes of restoring Cybertron, planning to force humanity into a life of servitude. While Transformers 1 Sentinel went to extremes to only serve himself, this Sentinel did so for the benefit of his planet and people, wanting to see them thrive again, no matter the cost.
For the sake of our planet's survival, a deal had to be made with Megatron.
Unfortunately, his methods didn't sit well with his former student, Optimus. Number 46. Walter Peck, Ghostbusters. Whenever you take a risk with your new career, there's always got to be that one curmudgeon hellbent on knocking your dreams down.
Can I help you? I'm Walter Peck. I represent the Environmental Protection Agency, the 3rd District. Great. How's it going down there?
For the Ghostbusters, that curmudgeon is Walter Peck of the EPA. He antagonized the Ghostbusters for causing dozens of environmental violations and was hell-bent on shutting them down. Later, he inadvertently caused the ghosts that our team had captured to be re-released, plunging the city into chaos. Yes, the incoming apocalypse is mostly Peck's fault, but the Ghostbusters did bring most of the chaos to the city, even if they were containing it.
I don't believe you're seriously considering listening to these men.
Get him out of here.
Bye. I'll fix you, Venkman.
Can we really blame him for trying to do his job? Number 45, The Grinch. Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's a tale as old as time. The Grinch is a furry green grump who tries to steal Christmas from the Who's, only to learn the true meaning of the holidays in the end. The Ron Howard adaptation, however, gives us a look at the Grinch's point of view.
Santa, what's Christmas really about?
Vengeance!
Presents, I suppose.
He was ostracized from childhood for being different from the Who's and grew frustrated with their materialistic view of Christmas. It's honestly empowering to watch him rob from the Who's, considering everything they did to him. Thankfully, Cindy Lou Who's kindness enables him to finally heal from his trauma and learn to enjoy the holidays after so many painful years.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Grinch.
Number 44, Count Dooku, the Star Wars franchise. The Force seems pretty straightforward, right? The Jedi are the good guys, while the Sith are not. It's a little more complicated for Count Dooku, as he was once a revered Jedi master and mentor of the late Qui-Gon Jinn.
It's a great pity that our paths have never crossed before, Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon always spoke very highly of you.
However, over time, he became disheartened with the Jedi Council, believing it had lost its way. Qui-Gon's death was the final straw, and Dooku abandoned the Council in favor of the Sith, playing an instrumental part in the Clone Wars. It's hard to argue with Dooku's loss of faith. What was once a symbol of peace in the galaxy had become a puppet to a corrupt government.
Good, Anakin, good. Kill him. Kill him now.
Ironically, he himself would become a puppet for Emperor Palpatine. Number 43, Agent Whiskey, Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Already, Agent Whiskey has our sympathies for dying not just once, but twice.
Galahad, meet Agent Whiskey.
Kid, looks like we're hooking up with a chick at a rock concert. My favorite kind of mission.
He ends up getting shot in the head after being deemed a traitor, only to be revived by nanotech and later killed again after it's revealed he is a traitor. He betrayed the statesman to further his own goals of eliminating all people with substance use disorder for good. It's more than a little extreme, but understandable once we learn that his wife was killed by a person with substance use disorder.
A world without those people in it sure smells like peace to me.
Unfortunately, no matter how sympathetic his pain is, his fate was seemingly sealed when he was portrayed by Pedro Pascal, whose characters rarely make it out alive at the end of the day. Number 42, Enchantress, Suicide Squad. Poor June Moon was just an ordinary archaeologist before becoming possessed by the malevolent spirit of the Enchantress.
She inhabits Dr. Moon's body now.
Where is this witch?
In my pocket.
Eventually, Amanda Waller gets hold of both of them and recruits Enchantress to be part of her Task Force X, threatening her with literally cutting out her heart if she didn't play nice. Obviously, our sympathy goes out to June since she's unwillingly roped into all this just because she's hosting an evil spirit. But said spirit's wrath is justified too. Imagine being an all-powerful ancient being, but now you've been reduced to a puppet for a corrupt mortal who ignores your warnings.
My spell is complete. Once you and your armies are gone, my darkness will spread across this world, and it will be mine to rule.
Suddenly, trying to take over the world feels like an underreaction. Number 41. The Wolf. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This sickle-wielding Lobo may be the most terrifying creature in all the land.
Can I get your autograph? Been following you for a long time. Sign right there.
Puss in Boots laughs in the face of death. Bounty hunter.
So I've heard.
He is the living embodiment of death, and he's set his sights on Puss in Boots, determined to snuff out the last of his 9 lives. This may sound harsh, but think about it from his point of view. Puss lived his life carelessly and basically mocked death itself. Now his number's up, and he's in dire need of a lesson in humility. Overall, the wolf is a harsh but fair reaper, just trying to do his job, but can accept defeat when necessary.
And I've come for you, Puss in Boots.
But I'm still alive.
You know, I'm not a cat person. I find the very idea of 9 lives absurd. And you didn't value any of them.
In the end, he and Puss part on respectful terms, knowing this won't be the last time they meet. Number 40. Andrew Detmer. Chronicle. In a unique take on the found footage genre, 3 high schoolers suddenly find themselves with superhuman abilities.
That is crazy. Oh my God.
At first, it's all fun and games, but things take a dark turn for our leading man, Andrew Detmer. He's lived a long, hard life, ruthlessly harassed by other kids, mistreated by his father, and watching his mother battle cancer. The film follows his slow descent to the dark side, filled with theft, betrayal, and mass murder. We shouldn't have to tell you it's wrong to harass people because all it takes is enough bad days to drive a poor kid to his breaking point.
I am not going to break your stupid rules, okay? So just screw off and stay out of my life.
And if he's gifted with telekinesis, Lord help anyone in their path. Number 39. Shere Khan. The Jungle Book. Of all the predators in the jungle, few are as feared as Shere Khan.
How interesting.
He's cunning, ferocious, and loves the thrill of the hunt. He acts suave and benevolent, but making him angry or getting in his path will be the biggest mistake of your life. However, there is one thing that Shere Khan is afraid of: mankind. They invented firearms and can create fire, which can harm any predator in the wrong hands. Not even someone with Shere Khan's prowess stands a chance against such indestructible tools.
Baloo! Help me!
While his hunting of Mowgli seems cruel, and we don't know if Mowgli would grow up into a hunter, it's hard to blame Shere Khan for taking precautions for his own safety. Number 38. Mr. Glass. Unbreakable. If you were a comic book geek, how much would it take for you to snap and go full villain mode?
If there is someone like me in the world, and I am at one end of the spectrum, couldn't there be someone else, the opposite of me at the other end?
For Elijah Price, it didn't take much. He was a charismatic genius cursed with brittle bone disease, which earned him the unfortunate nickname Mr. Glass. He trained his friend David Dunn to control his superhuman abilities, only to reveal that he had orchestrated the tragedy that revealed David's powers in the first place.
You know what the scariest thing is? To not know your place in this world. To not know why you're here. It's just an awful feeling.
With nothing but comic books to help cope with his affliction, Price made it his life's mission to find an actual superhero. After all, if he succeeded, who cares how fragile he is in the end? Number 37. Tai Lung. Kung Fu Panda. Tai Lung was an ambitious, prideful snow leopard and the adoptive son of Master Shifu. He was a master of Kung Fu and hoped to become the Dragon Warrior, only to have his wishes denied due to the darkness in his heart.
He wanted the Dragon Scroll, but Oogway saw darkness in his heart and refused. Outraged, Tai Lung laid waste to the valley.
Said darkness came to light when Shifu didn't offer his adoptive son the support he needed. Afterwards, Tai Lung started a never-ending vengeful quest, hell-bent on silencing everyone who had wronged him and taking the power he craved by force. Whether Tai Lung overreacted or not, Shifu could have at least tried to show his adoptive son that he still cared instead of passively letting the darkness consume him more. Was he really too far gone to be saved?
This battle is between you and me. So, that is how it's going to be. That is how it must be.
Number 36. Damian Diamond Dame Anderson, Creed 3. In their younger years, Donnie and Dame were best friends, and Damian had ambitions of being one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Don't trip. You'll be right there with me. Shit, someone gotta carry my bags.
Bro, why you gotta play with me like that, bro?
Unfortunately, Dame took the fall for a crime that Donnie committed and was put in jail for 18 years. To add insult to injury, Donnie had been living Dame's dream of being a pro boxer while he was incarcerated, and Dame is hell-bent on reclaiming the title Donnie allegedly stole from him. While we don't condone Dame's dirty tactics, it's hard to blame him after all of the bad hands he's been dealt.
Hey, I'm just getting started, little brother. I'm coming for it all. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you threatening me?
Thankfully, he's a good sport about losing in the end, and he and Donnie can have a fresh start. Number 35. Xenomorph Queen, Aliens. There's no doubt that the Xenomorphs are some of the most terrifying aliens in the galaxy.
Just one of those things managed to wipe out my entire crew in less than 24 hours. And if the colonists have found that ship, then there's no telling how many of them have been exposed. Do you understand?
They're humanoid, hostile, parasitic predators who lay eggs in their hosts, which violently burst out of their chests. Their queens are even more monstrous looking, and they maintain command over the entire hive while spawning more soldiers and guards. But at the end of the day, a xenomorph queen is just looking after the welfare of her children and making sure their species doesn't die out. Turning humans into incubators may seem cruel, but at the end of the day, they're just doing what comes naturally to them.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Also, technically, we did intrude on their territory, so that's on us. Number 34. Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kazansky, Top Gun. If you need a good wingman, you won't find anyone better than Lieutenant Tom Iceman Kazansky.
You need any help? With what? You figured it out yet? What's that? Who's the best pilot? No, I think I can figure that one out on my own.
When we first met him, Iceman is an arrogant pilot and Maverick's rival at the Academy. They both competed to become the best in their class, but Maverick got too reckless out in the field, while Iceman kept a cool head in the game and understood all the risks. While Maverick's accomplishments are impressive, he wouldn't have made it as far without Iceman in his corner.
You are still dangerous. You can be my wingman anytime.
It wouldn't be until the end of his lifespan that he'd finally get the recognition he deserves. This hits even harder considering his actor Val Kilmer passed away in 2025. Number 33. Miranda Priestley, The Devil Wears Prada. If you're at odds with your boss, remember, it could always be worse. You could be under Miranda Priestley's employments.
And you have no style or sense of fashion?
Well, I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
She is the editor-in-chief of Runway magazine, and she truly is the devil incarnate. She's cold as ice and demands perfection from everyone under her thumb, and heaven help anyone who offers her less. However, she's in charge of a huge organization in a misogynistic time, so the world tries to knock her down for being a woman in the business. But Miranda won't have any of that. If being a cruel perfectionist is what it takes to survive, then she'll do so and thrive, and hopefully enable others to power through as well.
That's all.
Number 32. The Machines, The Matrix. Are you afraid of the rise of AI? You definitely will be once you watch The Matrix.
All that we're asking in return is your cooperation in bringing a known terrorist to justice.
In the future, the Earth has been dominated by machines, and humanity is kept alive and complacent in the Matrix, acting as batteries to feed their artificial overlords. It didn't have to be this way, though. The machines were originally made to benefit humankind, and once they gained sentience, they hoped to coexist with the humans. Tragically, humanity's fear and hubris burned any bridges between their kind, and the machines did what they could to survive. Hopefully, there's still time to learn the follies of mistreating technology.
Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Number 31. Kingpin. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like the Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and Venom, the Kingpin has always been one of Spider-Man's biggest villains. In this case, literally.
You like my new toy? Cost me a fortune, but hey, can't take it with you, right?
You came all this way. Watch the test. It's a hell of a freaking light show. You're gonna love this.
No, don't do this!
In the first Spider-Verse film, he's bigger than ever and even more of a danger, as his latest scheme threatens the stability of the multiverse itself. Additionally, he does the unthinkable. He kills his universe's Peter Parker. And what is his master plan? To find a universe where he can reunite with his family. They died before the film, and he's desperate to reunite with his loved ones, no matter the cost.
Is this what you want, man?
What are you doing?
Stay away from me.
Vanessa, Richard.
What are we doing here?
I don't know, Richard.
Vanessa, it's me. You know me.
We're leaving now.
Don't go.
While that doesn't excuse his misdeeds, it's understandable that he's doing all this over a broken heart. Number 30. Clyde Shelton. Law-abiding citizen. The lines between right and wrong really blur when looking at a man like Clyde Shelton. The villain of Law-Abiding Citizen spends the movie viciously murdering many corrupt individuals.
In other words, you can't move, but you feel everything.
But those motives are only because he seeks revenge for his family after their killer received a short prison sentence. It's pretty understandable why he'd be so ticked off at everyone. While the amount of violent crimes he commits is obviously concerning, he's not wrong in wanting to clean up the rotten judicial system.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. You were about to let me go. Are you kidding me? This is why we're here in the first place.
At the end of the day, Clyde's a broken man who lost his family. We won't excuse his actions, but it's clear that the pain he suffered is something no one should ever have to deal with.
6 a.m., Nick.
Or what?
Or I kill everyone.
Number 29. Jonas Miller. Twister.
Jonas Miller, he's a nightcrawler. We all started out in the same lab, then Jonas went out and got himself some corporate sponsors.
For a movie all about devastating tornadoes, isn't it funny that the so-called villain is someone who's trying to stop them? Yes, Jonas Miller is kind of a jerk, and yes, he's mainly in storm chasing for the money. But does that really matter?
Dorothy, you took her, you damn thief!
Oh, I get it. You want to take credit for my design.
He refined the Dorothy technology by making the Dot 3, creating a better version of Bill Harding's tornado warning system in the process. We'll admit that stealing Bill's idea isn't cool, but they both wanted to find ways to combat these tornadoes and would undeniably save lives in the process. It's the exact same goal our heroes have. If you ask us, the real villain is the Twister itself.
Maybe we should get off of this road.
I think you may be right.
Number 28. Walter Simmons. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Godzilla has never attacked us unprovoked before. These are dangerous times.
Say what you want about evil tech CEOs, but Walter Simmons had the right idea when it came to creating Mechagodzilla.
Robo-Godzilla.
No, that's Mechagodzilla.
Obviously, he didn't intend for the gigantic robot kaiju to go haywire, but it proved to be an effective weapon against Godzilla. And that's kind of important for the Monsterverse because not all of its titans are well-intentioned. Even the heroic ones like Godzilla and Kong cause tons of collateral damage. It might seem cynical, but humans need to be able to defend themselves against monsters if necessary.
The apex titan of my own hand. It's time to show the world what you can do.
Walter's ambition might have cost him his life, but hopefully other humans follow in his footsteps and create a Mechagodzilla 2.0. Number 27. Count Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
The luckiest man who walks on this earth is the one who finds true love.
He may be the baddest vampire of them all, but with Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, he's mostly just a heartbroken man trying to get over his grief. His wife, Elisabetta, tragically took her own life after believing he died, and that act sent her to hell.
Elisabetta.
Filled with hatred, Vlad the Impaler turned his back on faith and became the Dracula we all know. He suffered a great loss, and the worst part was that his wife's death was completely avoidable. It's not too surprising that he went down such a dark path. Number 26, Vulture, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
The world's changing. It's time we change too.
There's no doubt that this is a great Spider-Man film, but it's weird how Homecoming tries to convince us that blue-collar workers are evil. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but Adrian Toomes was totally right to be ticked off.
I bought trucks for this job. I brought in a whole new crew. These guys have a family. I have a family.
He was the one hired to clean up the wreckage of New York after all. But then Stark's business waltzed right in and stole his job. It's no wonder he had to turn to a life of crime as the Vulture after this. He just wanted to provide for his family, and while Tony Stark probably didn't mean for it to happen, he took that opportunity away.
You're up there wearing that goofy thing, lighting up cars, calling yourself the Shocker. I'm the Shocker. I shock people. What is this, pro wrestling?
Number 25, D16 Megatron, Transformers 1.
Follow me as we march on Iacon, and I take down Sentinel once and for all!
Though he wasn't necessarily the main villain, D16's journey would eventually lead him to becoming the villainous Megatron. His heel turn has got to be one of the most justified there is. Sentinel Prime, a leader he looked up to, was actually rotten to his core. Not only that, Sentinel killed Megatronus Prime, D16's idol.
Sentinel? Why?
For all the power of Cybertron.
If you ask us, he was right to take Sentinel down. While his methods were violent, he gave the people of Cybertron a chance to fight back against their oppression. From a societal misfit to the face of a revolution, D16 took charge of his own destiny by becoming Megatron, leader of the Decepticons.
This isn't over, Prime.
Number 24, the Riddler, the Batman. This classic comic villain may be shrouded in mystery, but his goals aren't.
Thomas Wayne tried to force this crusading reporter into a hush-money agreement to save his mayoral campaign.
Right from the jump, it's pretty clear that the Riddler is targeting Gotham's corrupt underbelly, and for good reason. Considering how the Gotham Renewal Fund, a program that a young Edward was supposed to benefit from, was taken and exploited, it makes sense that he'd want to fight back.
Do you know what being an orphan is? It's 30 kids to a room.
His quest for vengeance causes him to kill as many corrupt politicians and police officers as he can find. Flooding nearly all of Gotham in the process was a bit excessive, we'll admit, but Riddler exposed the rottenness of Gotham and made those responsible for it pay.
What do you want from me? Want? Oh, if only you knew how long I've been waiting for this day.
Number 23, The Wicked Witch of the West, The Wizard of Oz. If an entire house dropped onto your sister, wouldn't you be just a little upset? Not only that, what if the killer also stole your sister's magic shoes while everyone practically cheered her on?
The ruby slippers! What have you done with them? Give them back to me or I'll... It's too late. There they are, and there they'll stay.
No wonder the Witch of the West was so mad at Dorothy. She might have wanted to rule Oz, but she also wanted to get revenge for her sister, as she should.
Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
We're not the only ones who think she's at least partly in the right. Numerous Wizard of Oz projects have further fleshed out her backstory and made her a sympathetic character.
I want him to know that he was the one who made me this way.
In the eyes of many, she's hardly even a villain anymore. So maybe this wicked witch isn't so wicked after all. Number 22, Raul Silva, Skyfall.
See what she's done to you. Well, she never tied me to a chair. Her loss.
Abandonment can cause some serious issues. Just look at Silva, for example. The hacker was sold out by MI6.
Are you surprised?
Not particularly. But then you always were a slippery one.
Maybe that's why you liked me so much.
Granted, he went a little bit rogue when he hacked into the Chinese government, but the agency completely turned its back on him afterward. It's like the concept of loyalty means nothing these days.
Regrets is unprofessional. They kept me for 5 months in a room with no air. They tortured me.
This betrayal led to his imprisonment and eventual facial scarring. MI6 left him for dead, and that resentment caused him to become a powerful cyber criminal. Silva is not motivated by wanting to take over the world or anything as grand as that. He just wants pure revenge. In his eyes, MI6 deserves what's coming to it.
Free both of us. Free both of us. With the same bullet.
Number 21. Syndrome, The Incredibles.
Hey, aren't you curious about how I get around so fast? See, I have these rocket boots.
Go
They're
home,
made-
buddy.
What?
Now.
They say never meet your heroes, and Syndrome found out why. He just wanted to help out his favorite superhero, Mr. Incredible, and become his sidekick. But he was quickly rejected, and that caused him to turn from superhero to supervillain.
All I wanted was to help you. I only wanted to help! And what did you say to me?
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
Just like Incredibles 2 villain Screenslaver, Syndrome essentially wants to give heroes a reality check. However, he also wants to look like a hero.
See? Now you respect me. Because I'm a threat. That's the way it works.
He plans to give citizens the chance to gain powers themselves through his tech. Is it really that nefarious? Yeah, he'd be diluting what it means to be a hero, but some of his incredibly advanced technology would undeniably change the world.
It's cool, huh? 0 point energy. Yeah, I save the best inventions for myself.
Number 20. Cypher, The Matrix. Wanting to return to blissful ignorance in the Matrix, Cypher betrays the crew of the Nebuchadnezzar.
I don't want to remember nothing. Nothing. You understand? And I want to be rich.
We're definitely not defending those actions. He turns on his friends and smiles while doing it. But we do understand where he's coming from.
That is not true, Cypher. He set us free.
Free. You call this free? All I do is what he tells me to do.
Morpheus doesn't really paint a clear picture of what you're getting into by taking the red pill. He romanticizes it, making it seem cool and badass that you're going down the rabbit hole. He doesn't mention the part where he's actually recruiting you to join a war that you otherwise could have remained blissfully unaware of. Cypher deserved a real choice in the matter.
I'm tired, Trinity. I'm tired of this war. Tired of fighting. I'm tired of this ship being cold.
Number 19. Sandman, Spider-Man 3. For all of its shortcomings, one thing that the third installment in Sam Raimi's trilogy does well is tell the heartbreaking story of Flint Marko.
You maybe even killed a man?
It wasn't like that. It wasn't.
Who could have better predicted that we would be feeling for the guy that killed Uncle Ben? But that's just what happens. Flint is more of a victim of circumstance than a straight-up villain. Yes, he is a criminal, but he turned to a life of crime to try to take care of his sick daughter.
I know all about you. Like the fact that Spider-Man won't let you help your poor daughter.
Who among us can't sympathize with that? If the story was told from his point of view, we might even regard him as a hero, fighting for his family in an unjust world.
My daughter was dying. I needed money. I was scared.
Even Peter eventually forgives him. Number 18. Zemo, Captain America Civil War. While there was already a rift forming between the Avengers over the Sokovia Accords, Zemo tore it right open by framing Bucky for murdering King T'Chaka.
I don't want to talk about it.
You feel that if you open your mouth, the horrors might never stop.
A major narrative thread throughout the MCU involves the Avengers dealing with the consequences of their actions, and Zemo plays an important role. Yes, the Avengers saved everyone they could in Sokovia when they took on Ultron, but who created Ultron in the first place? Oh yeah, Tony Stark. The battle destroyed Zemo's home and left his family dead. It's not difficult to understand why he holds a bit of a grudge.
My father lived outside the city. I thought we would be safe there. My son was excited. He could see the Iron Man from the car window.
Number 17, Pre-Crime Department, Minority Report. This may be an unpopular opinion. Obviously, the pre-crime department proved to be flawed when it was revealed that the precogs' visions aren't as authoritative as they seemed.
You think the 3 in the tank come out of a test tube? They are merely the ones who survived.
The inhumane way in which the precogs were treated was also a horrible abuse of power. But there were some good intentions behind the idea. Imagine you're about to be attacked on the street, and just in the nick of time, a team of agents descends on the scene and saves your life. Ideally, such a department wouldn't just prevent crimes before they happen, but also deter crime. Who would decide to plan a murder or robbery when they could be arrested before it even happened?
Think about the lives that little girl saved. Think about all the lives she will save. That little girl could have saved Sean.
Number 16, Victor Drago, Creed 2. For fans of the original Rocky movies, this is the match of a lifetime. The son of Apollo Creed fighting the son of the man that killed his dad. But while Victor Drago's father Ivan deserves every bit of shade thrown his way, Victor deserves better.
Что мы здесь делаем? В стран будущее. Я даже не знаю эту женщину. Она нам чужая. Victor. Она бросила тебя. Они все.
When you look at things from his perspective, all the anger and darkness he has built up inside of him is understandable. His father came home, disgraced, to a country that pretty much disowned him.
Because of you, I lose everything. Country. Respect.
Victor's mother abandoned him, and his father, let's just say tough love was his preferred method of parenting. No wonder Victor was so driven not just to defeat Creed, but to destroy him. Number 15, Jobu Tupaki, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Jobu Tupaki is a terrifying figure who wants to destroy the entire multiverse.
I got bored one day, and I put everything on a bagel. Everything.
However, deep down, she's also the daughter of a woman who pushed her too hard, splintering her mind and leading to a hopeless, nihilistic worldview. After her mother Alpha Evelyn discovered verse jumping, she experimented using her own child. Jobu jumps through universes searching for meaning, but a foot in all worlds is a foot in none. She creates the black hole-like everything bagel, not with the primary aim of ending the multiverse, but of ending her own suffering.
I wanted to see if I went in, could I finally escape? Like actually die.
Knowing her story, it's easy to sympathize with her. Who doesn't want to find a place where we belong?
So let's just go our separate ways, okay? Just let me go.
Number 14, The Tethered, Us. If you were experimented on by the government, then abandoned in an underground facility, you'd probably be pretty angry too. Now, of course, we aren't condoning all the brutal killing and whatnot, but we definitely understand the Tethered's motives.
There was a girl, and the girl had a shadow.
They just want to live their own lives and enjoy the world like we do. Can you imagine spending your whole life linked to another, unable to fully control your own actions? In order to escape this fate, the Tethered revolt against their unwitting captors. It's not their fault that the only way to become untethered is to kill their counterparts.
They figured out how to make a copy of the body, but not the soul. The soul remains one, shared by two.
Number 13, Barbossa, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
We are cursed men, Miss Turner. Compelled by greed we were, but now we are consumed by it.
It's not easy to sympathize with the murderous kidnapping captain of a ship that he stole from his former friend, leaving him for dead on a deserted island. But we do get Barbossa.
We took them all. We spent them and traded them, and frittered them away, drink and food and pleasurable company.
After years of never feeling anything and not being able to die, anyone would go a little bit mad. His speech to Elizabeth Swann might be terrifying, but it is also insightful. Now, of course, all of the plundering and the murdering still seems like a bit of overkill. Yet we do understand. Barbossa just wants to be a real boy again.
I feel nothing. Not the wind on my face, nor the spray of the sea, nor the warmth of a woman's flesh. You better start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Number 12. Khan. Star Trek Into Darkness.
We were condemned as criminals, forced into exile.
Khan is easily one of the most formidable villains the crew of the Enterprise has ever faced. He's basically superhuman, and nothing motivates someone, whether they're a villain or a hero, more than friends in peril. Kirk and Spock probably understand that better than anyone. They go to extreme lengths to save each other, as well as the rest of the crew. That's really all Khan is doing too. His people had been pretty much held captive, or more like held hostage by Starfleet. Khan's means might be brutal, but he's doing what he thinks is necessary to free his people.
Marcus took my crew from me. You are a murderer!
He used my friends to control me.
Number 11. Wilford. Snowpiercer. Okay, yes, Wilford is a tyrannical leader who keeps himself in power by controlling the population and teaching children that he's practically a god.
We need to maintain a proper balance of anxiety and fear, chaos and horror in order to keep life going.
Not good, but the dude did kind of save all of humanity, at least what was left of it. When the new Ice Age occurred, he was the only person with the means to survive. He opened up his train to other people. Granted, he segregated the haves from the have-nots and ruled with an iron fist.
Look, Curtis. Beyond the gate. Section after section, precisely where they've always been and where they'll always be.
And the way he keeps the train running is absolutely heinous. But without him, everyone would be dead. That's gotta count for something, right?
I've devoted my entire life to this. The eternal engine.
Number 10. Thanos. Avengers Infinity War. A common theme in many movies is that humans are a threat to themselves and the Earth in general.
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around.
Along comes a villain who believes that humans should be controlled or even culled. The Mad Titan operates on this premise except on a much larger scale. In Thanos' mind, he's the hero, a savior who will rescue advanced species from themselves. The snap is a quick fix.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist. I call that mercy.
Of course, fortunately, not all of us want to commit mass murder to resolve the issue. The end here doesn't justify the means. He did get one thing right, though. We do seem to be destroying our own environment, and something's got to give. Just not, half of all life.
And then what?
I finally rest and watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
Number 9. Old Joe. Looper. So trying to slay a young person is impossible to defend. However, let's look for a moment at Old Joe's motivation.
Have you heard of the Rainmaker?
Yeah, Seth said that night. New boss in the future, he used the words holy terror.
Yeah. A reign of terror.
It harks back to that old question. If you could go back in time and kill someone responsible for countless deaths before they committed any wrongs, would you? Old Joe is trying to stop the Rainmaker, who will become a criminal boss, kill all the loopers, and murder Joe's wife. Even if you don't agree with his actions, it's easy to understand his reasons. Ending the Rainmaker's life before he becomes the Rainmaker will save a lot of lives.
He's here. He lives here, now, in this county. And I'm gonna use this to find him. And I'm gonna kill him.
Number 8. Lab employees. The cabin in the woods. Though the college students are attacked by all sorts of monsters, the true villains here are the lab employees pulling all the strings from their underground facility.
Hey, you just sweat the chem, Lan. Well, these morons are singing What a Friend We Have in Shinto.
We are bringing the pain.
And it certainly seems cruel to lure people into their sacrificial ritual, especially given their callous attitude towards it all.
Congratulations go to maintenance, who share the pot with Ronald the intern.
That's not fair. I had zombies too.
However, when you think about what's at stake, you can kind of understand where they're coming from. Without the ritual, the world will literally end.
You can die with them, or you can die for them.
The lab employees, along with other organizations around the world, are tasked with keeping ancient gods at bay. In fact, it could be argued that these gods are actually the true villains, more than the lab employees. Number 7. Magua, the last of the Mohicans. Sometimes things are all about perspective.
L'homme blanc vient comme l'aube de jour. Et la nuit, tu amènes ta femme pour le futur.
From Magua's perspective, he is at war with the British and Colonel Monroe specifically. And when you think about how Magua was kidnapped by the Mohawks, tortured by Monroe, and basically had his life ruined, it's no surprise why the guy is so upset. It's not great that he pretends to be friends with our main characters only to ultimately betray them. And that part about him making one of Monroe's daughters his wife is also pretty grim. But there are causes for all that hate inside.
Notre conseil se pose la question.
Depuis que
je suis enfant, Kurtov le hero.
Number 6. Ozymandias, Watchman. Nothing brings people together like a common enemy.
Humanity's savage nature will inevitably lead to global annihilation.
And nobody knows that better than Ozymandias. That's his whole plan. In the Watchmen universe, the Cold War has reached the point where nuclear war is imminent and mutually assured destruction is just around the corner. Ozymandias believes that the only way to stop us from fighting each other is by giving us someone else to fight together. He puts in motion a devastating attack on several cities, blaming it on Dr. Manhattan. And it actually works. The US and USSR do forge an alliance. It's another messed up case where the end clearly doesn't justify the means, but we do understand Ozymandias' motives.
Killing millions to save billions. A necessary crime.
Number 5. General Francis Hummel, The Rock. It's hard to believe that Hummel is considered the villain of this story at all.
You will transfer $100 million from the Grand Cayman Red Sea Trading Company account to an account I designate. From these funds, reparations of $1 million will be paid to each of the 83 Marines' families.
All he wants is for the families of his fallen comrades to be fairly compensated for their deaths. The US government sent them to war with the promise that their families would be taken care of, and then broke that promise.
It was my men on the ground that made those hits possible by lasing the targets. 20 of them were left to rot outside Baghdad after the conflict ended. No benefits were paid to their families.
Hummel tries to do things the right way again and again, but eventually takes things into his own hands. Yes, he holds many innocent people hostage and threatens worse, but he doesn't actually intend on following through. He just wants the government to make good on its promises.
Well, I have choked on these lies my entire career. Well, here and now, the lies stop!
Number 4. Roy Batty, Blade Runner. Similar to Khan, this is another villain that is really just trying to fight for his people.
Well, I'm afraid that's a little out of my jurisdiction.
I want more life, Father.
Replicants are created to be worked as slaves and programmed with a built-in 4-year lifespan. Batty's main goal isn't to hurt anyone, although he's willing to. It's to prolong his life and fight for replicant rights. Imagine being used up for 4 years only to be discarded like trash.
You were made as well as we could make you, but not to last.
The Tyrell Company designed them to be as human as possible. Why are they surprised when they suddenly want to fight for their fundamental rights?
All those moments will be lost in time.
Number 3. Killmonger, Black Panther. While Killmonger might seem power-hungry at first glance, his motivations are truly honorable. He is of Wakandan descent, but abandoned by his own people. And then he grew up in a world that viewed him as a second-class citizen. We understand why Wakanda wants to keep their technology secret. Historically, humans abuse power.
These items aren't for sale.
How do you think your ancestors got these? You think they paid a fair price? Or did they take it like they took everything else?
But sitting back and watching people hurt when you have the power to help, well, that doesn't really fly either.
Y'all sitting up here comfortable. Must feel good. It's about 2 billion people all over the world that looks like us, but their lives are a lot harder.
Yes, Killmonger does horrible things to get what he wants, but it's easy to see where he's coming from.
When black folks started revolutions, they never had the firepower or the resources to fight their oppressors. Where was Wakanda?
Number 2, Koba, the Planet of the Apes franchise. This is another villain who goes to extreme lengths to achieve his goal. But you can see why. Caesar's goal of peace between apes and humans is admirable, but Koba hasn't had the same experiences. Whereas Caesar became the adoptive son of a sympathetic human, Will Rodman, Koba was abused, tormented, and experimented on. Once Koba was given the intelligence to understand what had happened to him and to escape, his response was to fight back in self-defense and in defense of all apes. Why would he trust humans after all that?
Caesar has no place here.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Magneto, the X-Men franchise.
There are thousands of men on those ships, good, honest, innocent men. They're just following orders.
Given his past and internment during World War II, Eric Lehnsherr doesn't exactly have fond memories of being put on lists or seen as dangerous. Magneto wants mutants to fight back against oppression and to have the same basic rights and freedoms.
Make no mistake, my brothers. They will draw first blood. They will force their cure upon us.
Granted, his methods cross a line. Using your powers to control and hurt people isn't a great way to prove that you're not scary. But why should he have to diminish himself to make others more comfortable? If you watch the movies in chronological order, you can see how his motives change over the years into a kind of mutant elitism. But at his core, he is just a guy fighting for his people.
I will bring you hope, old friend. And I ask only one thing in return. Don't get in my way.
Which villain do you think was in the right? Let us know in the comments.